Welcome to the guide. This is the Bill Belichick Hoodie Club because we got our hoodies. Never mind. Okay. Yeah. Forget that. Never mind. That was stupid. Cut that. And welcome to the guide. I'm Yo. That's Steve-O, and we're here to talk a little bit about Kingdoms of Amalur. Reckoning.
Yeah.
New demo available on Xbox Live for this game. I'll be honest, the only reason I played the demo is because I wanted the armor for Mass Effect 3.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I downloaded it is because you told me that I could get, some pretty good gear for Mass Effect 3. So,
hey, I'll give this to that demo. You unlock a lot of gear playing that. Like, I kept getting these messages, hey, now you have this for the full game. Now you have this for the full game. Now you have this for Mass Effect 3. You can use this. And so I thought that was kind of cool for the demo.
Cool.
The rest of the demo, I didn't really care. I know, we kind of disagree on this. But the funny thing is, we think the same things about it.
Right.
Well made.
Absolutely.
Graphics were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of a mix between like Fable and Dragon Age so far as the graphical style.
Yeah.
I think the combat was fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
It was real easy to go from melee to range to magic, all with the push of a button.
So
smooth,
great.
seamless,
Even
really simple.
Even stealth mode. I mean, so many different modes you could switch in and out of, different stances,
really
different
easy
everything.
to do.
Absolutely.
It looks like it has an extensive talent and skills tree that you can do. You can customize your character. I felt like EA basically went down a checklist of here's what we need for a fantasy adventure RPG. Like check, 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 check. And they did it all well.
Yeah.
That was my problem with it.
What? I completely disagree. That's why I loved it. It had everything I loved from Fable, from Dragon Age, from World of Warcraft, and it basically, you're right. It took the checklist of, oh man, I love this about this, I love this about this, this. So let's take all of my favorite things and put it into one video game so I don't have to play 8 other RPGs. Sign me up. I loved it.
And my thinking was like, okay, I've played all this before. I'm kind of tired of the same old, same old. It's more of the same. Yeah. But, in our day and age of Call of Duty every year, apparently more of the same is what people want. Two things I want to note about the demo. First of all, the story centers on an immortal army where, you kill their warriors, but they keep coming back to life. And so in order to fight them, you have to find the keys to eternal life.
Right.
Interesting setup.
Absolutely.
Lots that you can discuss there. And we do in our little preview. The other thing and this is nitpicky. All right, tell me if this is nitpicky. I think it is, but I still couldn't get past it. There's this one part where you come to this guy who tells you what your fate is going to be. And he does this regularly by consulting the cards.
Right.
Basically tarot cards.
Right.
I had a big problem with that because that was almost too real-world occultic for me to kind of get. That just made me feel uneasy. Like the magic and all the fantasy stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like, okay, yeah, some of that's occultic as well, but let's face it, a lot of people aren't engaging in slaying dragons and casting spells. I mean, some people do, but it's just not that common.
Right.
Tarot cards are kind of like, oh, that's not a big deal. It's kind of casual. I want to know what my fate is. And having it here in the game as no big deal, it's just part of how you determine your fate, it just made me uneasy because that's not something people should mess around with. It's dangerous stuff, whether you realize it or not. And so, I don't know, that just made me a little uneasy. And I think that was the point where I was like, okay, same. Oh man, this is kind of a little too real-world occultic for me. Not interested, and that's where I tuned out.
And it's funny because your discernment meter, and I'm down here or something. Thanks, man. What?
No.
I mean,
I said it was nitpicky.
It's not nitpicky though, because if your discernment alarms go off, then it's gives you a pause. For me, I saw it and I thought more of Magic the Gathering cards or Pokemon type cards. I didn't think tarot cards. I guess because I was already in RPG mode, so I kind of brushed past it. And then when you said something, I was like, oh yeah, so
the whole fates thing.
It didn't resonate the same way with me, and I just kind of brushed past it and was like, I'm gonna go stab something with this big sword. And so I didn't get that, but you're right. That's definitely a check, So, but again, I loved it. I will be picking up the game and doing a full review of said video game. But as for you,
totally gonna pass. But that's why we have multiple people working at the guide, because when I'm like, forget it, you'll still get a review because of Steve-O.
Exactly. Thumbs up to it.
Win-win for you.
I thought EA was brilliant in providing content for a future title and also for the full length when you do it, because one thing I can't stand about demos is you play for 3 hours and then you have to start from the very beginning and it's all gone. And this, at least, it's like, hey, we want want to reward you for trying it out. Here's some extra armor that you can only get through this demo. Here's this, here's that. Brought a new level of cool to me, and maybe that's why I enjoyed it so much. The innovation of the demo. Good job, EA.
Totally homogeneous, same as everything else. Totally skip it, unless you want to listen to Steve-O, in which case, probably the best one out there because it's like everything else, but all in one, which I get.
Totally homogenous.
So, yeah,
Is that the same word? Homogenous,
so.
homogeneous.
Read our preview to find out more. GameAndMovieGuide.com.
He's smarter than me.
Okay,
It's like milk. It's like milk. Homogenized milk. Is that the same word?
Apparently.
Okay. I just always read it homogenized.
That's good.
Boom!